We are always trying to find you guys the best motor coaches and motor coach resorts in the country, and today we have found a hidden gem in the Appalachian foothills. Today we're here at Talking Rock Motor Coach Resort in Talking Rock, Georgia, with Mike, the owner here. How are you doing today, sir?
Nice to meet you, Andrew. Yeah, doing well.
Likewise.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I've seen a few pictures online of your new resort, but coming here, the pictures don't do justice. I think you've got one of the best kept secrets in the motor coach industry. Now, not only do you allow motor coaches here in your resort, but also fifth wheels and travel trailers, other Class C RVs, and there's some incredible activities in this area, some incredible restaurants, and I've got a lot of questions I want to ask you about the resort. Now, how long has Talking Rock Motor Coach Resort been here for?
Well, we officially opened in the late fall, so it's relatively new and off the map. We're just getting started. We had a busy Memorial Day. We're half full, and slowly people are starting to find us.
Well, we've had the opportunity to travel to some of the best motor coach resorts in the country, and I have to say that this resort is just something really special. And I've got a lot of questions I want to ask you. Do you think you could show us around today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good. Well, this is a beautiful clubhouse here. Was there an inspiration for your clubhouse?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Europe. We love the Mediterranean. So this is kind of like a look for northern Italy. The wood and the tiles and the stucco.
Yeah, really beautiful architecture here, but do you think we can take a look inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, I know the resort is new, but what type of events have you had in here so far, and what is this space used for?
Well, we had a very intimate potluck here. My daughter helped with it, and it was like fantastic here, very special. And we've had some games, singers here. So we have weekly entertainment here now. Yeah.
Now, can guests just come hang out here if they
Oh, yeah,
maybe want to, read a book by the fireplace?
Yeah, oh
hang
yeah,
out?
they're here often, hanging out. Sometimes if it's cold or warm, they just want to hang out.
Well, there's one really special place. I know when I come stay here someday, I'm going to probably want to take advantage of this little outside nook area here. Now, I do see the beanbag toss set up with the American flags out here, but this is kind of a special little area with the tongue groove ceiling there.
Yeah, the veranda area here. Yeah. It's really nice.
Is this a pretty popular part of the resort, or are folks
This
taking
was
advantage?
popular when it was built. All the work crews would hang out here and have lunch. There was a little breeze coming through here, like you feel it now.
Yeah,
it's like summer, right? But it's pleasant.
Yeah, leaving Florida this morning, this is very refreshing. I've never been to Italy, but from what I've seen, this kind of has that feel, with the tree line back here, the curved arches, and even the sconce lights here. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it turned out nice. Yeah, this is the view here of Foothills of the Appalachians.
Yeah, some incredible views from all over the resort, and then I'm sure folks gather around the fireplace in the wintertime when it gets a little cold. Now, what is the weather like here? I know coming from Florida, it's nice and cool here today, but what is the weather like seasonally? What's the average weather in the wintertime, summertime? What
It's funny, you call it cool. Huh? It's cool. Yeah, well, it's warm for us here, 80s, but in the winter, it's usually sunny, January could be a little bit chilly. All winter, we're open year round, which makes it unique, I think. Many places above us, they're closed for half the year, so we're open year round, which was like kind of critical for us. And we create in December, it's typically sunny. People with a sweater on, people come from Florida here actually to just kind of cool down.
Absolutely. It was about an hour and a half drive from Atlanta. It felt like we kind of started to come into the mountains here, so I'm assuming it's a little bit cooler than Atlanta?
Oh yeah, definitely. Atlanta is hot Atlanta. We are typically 5-10 degrees cooler. Plus we have the breeze, that helps a lot, right? So, you're a little bit lower elevation. This is about 1,500 feet, plus or minus a few hundred, because the park is different elevations.
But I think when the weather's right, I think you've got a pretty nice pool over here. Do you think we could take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look.
Before we take a look at the pool here, as we're walking through, I've been hearing about this sourdough bread here, and I see it looks like you have some incoming guests. What are we looking at here?
Well, my daughter started, and my daughter does a lot of things. She's awesome with events and a little bit of marketing. So she said, I'm going to bake sourdough bread. She makes delicious bread at home. So she started out with, slightly larger breads, but as we get more and more guests, it gets a little smaller, but it's still, very special. It's most of the time same day baked bread, and it's delicious. People send us pictures or what they all put on it and what kind of delicious meals they have. So yeah, we try to make it special, and people actually that stay a little bit with us, they place orders now with her. They say, can we please get more?
Very cool, very cool. So looks like 3 guests are coming in today, and you got sourdough for all of them.
And we have a little welcome packet, for every person here.
You got a really nice looking pool with that Italian feel outside. But you also have a small fitness area here too. We'll take a quick look at this.
Yeah, nice workout area.
Looks like a Peloton bike, treadmill, elliptical, and a little kind of boxing setup here.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And then men's and women's restrooms with showers next to the pool. Those are open to the guests.
Absolutely, yeah. You can take a look. It's important to have clean bathrooms, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Getting that kind of Italian inspiration, it feels like.
Yeah, you see it, eh? Terracotta, yeah.
And I'm noticing, real tall doors here. It looks like about an 8-foot door and about 10-foot ceilings.
Yeah, nice.
Now this is an incredible ambiance. I don't think the camera's gonna do justice, but here in the backdrop, we've got the rolling hills. And did you mention this is a heated pool as well?
Yeah, it's heated and cooled. So we got, now that it's summer, it heats up and people say, wow, it's hot. But we actually have the chiller on, so it's always comfortable.
Oh, very cool. And about what temperature do you keep it at, or does it?
88 right now. We keep asking guests, say, hey, is it warm, too hot? And that seems to be a sweet spot.
I can imagine this gets a lot of use, and it's just so tranquil and just so peaceful out here. Not a lot of noise at all. You can hear the birds chirping, and looks like some nice loungers out here to get some sun. And over here, on this side of the park, all of this land, will this ever be developed, or is this all part of your property?
Yeah, we have 115 acres. We developed about 22 acres, and this is like 90 acres, kind of as a buffer.
Nice.
And we may make some trails if there's more demand. We have little trails in the woods, but longer trails. But this is 90 acres just sitting here as wildlife preserve. One of the trails starts there at that end of the clubhouse and rolls down through the woods to the bottom of that cul-de-sac, that section. Nice. Then we have steps to get in or out and continue on to the next cul-de-sac.
Now,
so we try to create little places where people walk their dog or run.
Now, are they walking trails only, or ATVs allowed as well?
Not ATVs, but we have some people that are good, mountain bikers that have enjoyed it. But
cool.
It's wild. You got to be in shape to do it.
I can imagine a lot of hills around here, but I'm sure people also have golf carts and e-bikes and all that to help them get around. Now, I'm curious about your story a little bit and how you got involved in the RV industry. Before we take a look around the rest of the resort, can you share with us a little bit about how you ended up here?
Yeah, thank you. I had a different career in IT, and so it was time for me to do something after that. I wanted to really do something where my passion was. This is outdoors. And my aunt Phyllis, who had invited us for many, many years, she was a full-time RVer, to her campsites in Palm Springs and different places, kind of at some point clicked, and we were chatting and said, hey, in this area, there are really not a lot of modern campgrounds. And so we thought of doing something special here. And so we do allow some other campers at the moment, but it's really designed for motorhomes. And so we, really want to do something not too far from where we live. We live about 30 minutes south. And we found this property just by accident. Like I said, a 115-acre lot here. And most realtors thought this is not really suitable to build. As you can tell, this slopes down. And we came up with this plan to build this park here. It was kind of our vision to create something pretty in the mountains, something with terrace lots, with views, but it was a little bit of a luck of the draw, so to speak, because last year these were just trees. We'd hoped that we would see beautiful views, and in my innocence I would rent a company to come out with a drone, fly above the trees, And sure enough, there were beautiful views. When the trees cleared here, we were just lucky to see beautiful views.
Really an amazing setting you've created here, and I can imagine it was a lot of work to get all these sites level and a lot of thought that went into it.
Very much so, yeah. And I love to be outdoor. I love to provide a service for people that are camping and with motorhomes. It's just, there's no bad camper. We just have so much fun with each and every camper that comes in, you know, and some people like to go hiking. Some people like to just chill out. Some people like some golf nearby. We have fishing, we have hikes everywhere. So there's something to do for everybody here.
Yes, sir. And were you an RVer before you got into the RV resort business?
Well,
or?
I'm from like the 70s. I mean, and I'm from Europe. So these RVs are not allowed there. So this is the unique part. So they're little B class, as we call them, right? The little buses.
Yes, sir.
That's as big as you could get when I was young. So we were mostly just tent camping. When we got here to the stage where we wanted camping, we rented motorhomes a few times.
Okay.
And we, you know, really my Aunt Phyllis has been the inspiration for this.
When you mentioned one of your motorhome trips, you were up at Hearthside Grove.
Exactly.
And that's a really special resort as well in northern Michigan. And was that a little bit of your inspiration?
It was, yeah. It was really the first resort that we visited together. And we rented a motorhome, and my wife said, you know, we got to rent one of these big buses. We're developing this park. And so we realized how fun it is to camp like this. We had some great times, and actually one of our guests that's staying with us today, we met 2 years ago at Hearthside Grove.
I've said before, Hearthside Grove is one of the top resorts in the country. I think you're right there at that same level as just as far as the peacefulness. And I know you're still new. You've got, you know, more growing in the landscaping, and all, you know, the flowers are going to mature and everything. But what a great canvas you have here.
Thank you.
Just incredible. Now, I want to ask you more about prices, but do you think we could maybe take a look around the resort a little bit and kind of show folks the different lots here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
Now, I'm noticing the sites are very spaced out here and then also staggered with the different levels. So it seems like every site in here has a different view. What was your thought process when developing these sites?
Well, partly the engineer dictating what we could do with the land, you know, but
yes, sir.
We wanted to carve out little nooks for people to have some views. Again, we didn't know before what the view would be, but we knew that there was a little ridge line here, and so we thought maybe put 5 lots in here. They have some privacy down there. They have a little bit of shade here in the afternoon. Depending on how they park, these are pull-ins, but they all have at the top here a nice view of the mountains.
And it's incredible to see sites this nice vacant. I think you've got one of the best kept secrets here.
It is.
Now, what is the current pricing for sites like this? I'm sure there's different sites that have different prices, or how does your pricing work?
So we have sites at about $90, below 100 to about $120, $130 per night.
That's very reasonable to get this level of resort. Now, every site is concrete and very long sites. What are the sizes of these sites?
So we have, every lot is at least 45 feet level concrete. And then we have a driveway. There's some driveways that are pretty much level with the whole site. And then it's by 20 feet. And then everybody has a little patio area that's concreted with a smokeless fire pit, some chairs, and this patio set here that you see.
Yeah, so plenty of room for a 45-foot motor coach and a tow vehicle. Do you allow folks with trailers? Do they have somewhere to store their trailers?
Yeah, we do. Some lots, they can be stored on site, really, and then we have a special trailer lot.
So most of the sites are going to be at least 65 feet of concrete, 20 feet wide, and then are some of them...
up to 90 feet.
Okay, so if they've got a big trailer.
Ones. Yes.
And I also noticed your driveways are very wide. Have your guests been able to easily get in and out of sites, or what kind of feedback are you getting on the ease of moving around in the resort?
We try to listen and look at other parks, how they develop things. So we have big cul-de-sacs that are about 100 feet in diameter, so people love it. They can turn around. And then we have a couple of big circles here that you can drive around, so people are never stuck. The sites are angled. This side, for instance, people drive to the cul-de-sac and back, and they can pull in. So yeah, we try to design it in a way where people can get easier in and out.
Yeah, it seems to be very user-friendly and just so tranquil here. Now, you know, across from these sites right here, it's kind of that undeveloped area. Are you planning on developing that area?
It's how it's gonna be, yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's about 90 acres there that we just leave alone. It's steep, some of the hills are steep. This was a challenge to develop because we're dealing with, 10, 15% that we had to kind of level here. But over there, we have some 20, 30-degree slopes. It's hard to build.
I could only imagine the engineering that would go into developing that. So that's, refreshing to know that that's going to be undeveloped and just a great
Yes.
opportunity. Now, I bet you there's folks out there that are thinking, I'd love to buy a site here. Do you
Yes.
have any plans to sell sites? Are they rentals only or what's?
Rentals only at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any plans just yet.
And we see a lot of Class A's in here, but I've also seen some towables as well.
Yes.
Do you plan to be Class A only, or are you allowing all RVs?
Well, this section of the park here, we try to have Class A only, Super Cs, but we welcome other campers on the other side of the park where we have more back-in lots as well.
There's not a bad lot in the park.
There's
I mean,
not.
every lot has its own kind of special feel to it. Now, how many total lots are in the park?
We have 65 lots.
Wow, so very, exclusive.
Very intimate.
I think once the word gets out, I think these are going to fill up pretty quickly, because to touch this level of a resort at this price point, this is really a nice sweet spot. Now, I've said it before, but this is right there with the best of the best. There's just something really special about the feel here with the mountains and the hills. I'm looking forward to hearing the viewers' feedback when they come visit to know if they're as excited as I am. So.
Yeah, we have some bookings in the fall. They're filling up. We have a big Newmar rally. They booked the whole park. So at the end of September, beginning of October, the whole park is booked.
You're going to enjoy that week. We actually were just at a Newmar rally in West Virginia here a week or two ago and had a chance to visit with a lot of the Newmar owners, just some incredible people out there.
We're looking forward to it.
This park is going to look really good filled up with all those beautiful Newmar coaches.
Yeah.
Now, is there
Thank
an age restriction at how old or type of condition coaches can be?
Yeah, good question. It's typically 10 years, but in reality, people have beautiful coaches that are older. And if they're in good shape, if they're in doubt, they can send us a picture. But we have had wonderful Prevos that were classic 90s that were staying here. So no, I mean, it's really about the quality of your motorhome or your RV.
Well, I think at this price point, folks are going to be probably, it's a little higher end, but not getting too crazy expensive. So kind of a nice sweet spot where I think people at this level usually take good care of their coaches.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We haven't had any camper that we had to deny entry.
Every corner of this park is just special. We've got views like this. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about this area? What is this area known for, and what's going on around here?
Well, lots of beautiful things. And we're still uncovering things. For instance, there's like a little blueberry farm 10 minutes from here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We have 108 wineries. Many people don't know that in North Georgia. And we have breweries, distilleries, hikes everywhere. I mean, these are the foothills of the Appalachians. So 30 minutes from here, you can start the Appalachian Trail. How cool is that?
Very cool. And I can imagine that a lot of motorcycle riders like this area.
Yeah, it's very much. And we actually have a rally planned with the Cushman group.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're coming next year. So we're excited for that.
Now, when folks want to have rallies or, extended stays, are there any type of, weekly discounts or large group discounts?
Absolutely, yeah, we work with them. In fact, we're so much involved that we can probably make your stay just beyond your imagination, because we know all the local vendors and places to go. So we work with groups to make their stay a success.
Yeah, I can definitely sense the passion with you and your family, and there's just nothing like a family-owned and operated resort. And I think folks out there, if they want to get one of those big group discounts, they should probably get a hold of you soon, because I think once the word gets out about how special this place is, you're probably not going to be quite as eager to fill it up, because it's going to fill up pretty quickly here, I bet.
Thank you. We hope so.
Yes, sir. And earlier you mentioned a lot of folks are moving here from other parts of the country. You said some folks are here from California looking for houses in this area.
It's a very popular area because you're an hour from Tennessee, you're close to the Carolinas. This area has a lot of nature. People in the end, there's a lot of computers, phones, AI, but people want to unplug sometime and just enjoy what's out there. They may still have a part-time job, but I mean, you're here 30 minutes from one of the largest waterfalls in the Southeast, Amicalola Falls. It's phenomenal. You can stand almost right under the waterfall and feel the coolness of the air in the water.
Very cool. It's a lot of different daily activities, a lot of stuff that's, within driving distance. Now, you mentioned people working on the road. That's becoming more and more popular with the different Wi-Fi solutions. And I know a lot of the coaches are starting to have Starlink now. Do you have Wi-Fi here at the resort, and what does that look
We're
like?
rolling the last bits out this month. Other than that, Starlink and any Wi-Fi here, because we're kind of in an open space, it works real well.
We're here with Bill and Pat. What is your first thoughts of the resort here?
The scenery is incredible. The mountain views are just incredible from up here. The hosts are super incredible. The layout is just a perfect layout for a motorhome resort.
And you're in a Super C motorhome. How was it bringing the Super C motorhome in here versus other resorts out there?
The road coming in 136 is not an issue at all. We've been up in North Carolina, and we also had a cabin up there, and that road was white knuckle going up to, you know. But this is very easy.
And the roads in here are great because everything is in a loop and everything. It's very easy to get around, and you know, it's really a beautiful space.
Like I say, the layout, the design is what I think people really would like to see in an RV resort, you know. And the nice part about it, it's not just designed for Class A's like a lot of them are. So you get a lot of mix of people, and it's just great camaraderie to talk to all the campers, and it's really a lot of fun, you know.
And is there any certain activities that you've enjoyed here at the resort or in the area?
Oh my God, the pool is beautiful. We really enjoy the pool. We meet so many people down there. And then last Saturday they had a woman come and sing, which was really, really nice. And everybody gathered inside the clubhouse, which is absolutely beautiful. And we really enjoyed our time here. So there's a lot of things going on that you can be as busy as you want or not as busy. And there's a lot of sightseeing. We've been to Jasper, the Lanaga, which was really beautiful, a lot of shopping.
LJ.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, this is the first time I've been in the mountains of Georgia, and it's really a lot to see and do up here. Your time can be spent leisurely, or you can be on the go as much as you want and not get bored without seeing stuff. Sunday will be 9 days, and you know, we could stay here for a month. And
you watch the sunset, you watch the sunrise. It's just beautiful no matter where you look.
Walking in the morning, you know, you're walking up the hills. It's very
good exercise.
You know, it's very aggressive walking up here, so which is good, you know. So.
And comparing this to other resorts out there that you've been to, how would you compare this to other resorts out there?
I would say this is one of the top 5 and for what we've seen. You
yes.
know? I mean,
yes.
it's right there with them.
We wanted to try something different, and we're so happy that we did, because this is just as beautiful.
And this is more about relaxation and nature. And we live in the motorhome community in Florida, so, you know, all the people they're now traveling, so we get emails, we're here, we're there, you know. It's a cool way to live, you know, when you're retired, or if you're not retired, if you can do it. It's just a great way to, you know, to see the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been able to check out any of the restaurants in the area at all?
Yes,
we have.
Oh my God, yesterday we went to
Big Gun.
Big On Gun barbecue. Oh my God, it was delicious. And you know, it's just like a family-oriented place. And then we went down to
Boxcar Grill.
Yeah, Boxcar Grill. Unbelievable.
We had a smash burger, which was delicious.
You know what I mean?
I just had one of those myself.
You know, for a little town like that, it's so quaint and it's so cool to have those railroad cars there. And you know, and they have music there, you know, on the weekends, and it just, like I say, the area is beautiful. The resort is top-notch. And the owners are really super, you know, so.
Mike, Marla, and Olivia are like phenomenal, and Jim and his wife. I mean, everybody's been, you know,
and
wonderful.
Most of the people that come up here is the first time. They says, oh my God, you know, and they're coming back, you know, so hopefully, you know, word spreads and this place becomes, you know, a real phenomenon.
I think it definitely will once the secret gets out. It's kind of a hidden gem right now.
Yes, yeah, it is.
I went on my Facebook and I put it on there. If no one's been out to North Georgia and you want to come out and see a great, you know, so hopefully people, you know, because everybody's traveling in the summer, they want to get out of Florida, of course. So
you included.
Absolutely. This is much cool. We flew in from Florida this morning, and very refreshing. I'm definitely enjoying this cooler weather. Right. Do you have any advice for someone that's maybe thinking about coming and visiting Talking Rock Motor Coach Resort here? I
just say, you know, call, Mike will inform you, and just come. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed. Resort is beautiful.
The amenities.
And the area around here is beautiful. So, like I say, no matter what, if you want a kayak, you want a white water raft, you want to go horseback riding, if you have motorcycles, beautiful up here for touring, you know, in the mountains, beautiful. And these towns are so quaint. I mean, we just came from Dahlonega, and I've never been there. They filmed a couple of the Hallmark Christmas movies there. It's so picturesque. These towns they're geared to tourists, and which is good, you know what I mean? And there's so much else to do here. So if you want to come from Florida, get out of the heat, come up to North Georgia and come to Talking Rock Resort.
Absolutely. Well, I know you guys were out here enjoying your afternoon. We just kind of grabbed you last minute, so I appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. And
No problem.
I think you guys would give this an A+ rating. Is that safe to
Oh,
say?
most definitely. Most definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay.
It's so nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Yes.
Thank you.
Take care.
Now, I could imagine this is probably one of the premium lots with this amazing unobstructed view here.
Yeah, this is a very popular lot. Absolutely. A lot of these on here on this ridge line.
Yeah, but we do see some different towables, fifth wheels, travel trailers, Class C. What's the cost of a lot like this per night currently?
It's about $95 to $100. It's really affordable.
Yeah, very reasonable. Not very many places in the country are you going to be able to park with this kind of views at that price point. And is there a limit, at how long folks can stay for?
It's 28 days at a time.
Okay.
And then we make provisions for extension. We have some people staying here for longer times that look for a house, so we want to accommodate them.
And what about pets? I know a lot of RV owners out there are pet owners and want to bring their pets along. Do you have restrictions on breeds or pets here?
In general, we have rules in place for pets, but in general, if you, just like children, if you bring children, if you're monitoring your children and you're monitoring your pet, it's all good.
As long as everybody's well behaved, they're welcome.
Really, that's really what it is. We do have a limit of 4 dogs. Occasionally we make an exception. People come to dog shows nearby, so we work with people.
And you mentioned there's a pretty big dog show venue here close by?
An agility center is just 10 minutes from here. Yeah. In fact, these people in this motorhome, they have national awarded dogs, national ribbons. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, very nice dogs.
And is there a dog park here at all?
We don't have an official dog park, but we have many trails that people are welcome to walk their dogs. Yeah, so that's how we kind of solve it.
Yeah, you've mentioned these trails a few times. Do you think we could maybe check out some of the trails here and go
let's
for a little hike?
Yeah.
I'm seeing these trail access signs around the resort. How many trailheads do you have here in the resort?
Well, we have about 3 completed trails. We are planning to extend it to 5.
And I know there's a lot of active RVers out there that really enjoy hiking, and living in Florida, I really miss hiking. So I can really appreciate having some trails, and I bet you there's a lot of people like me that come here from Florida and just can't wait to get out on the trails.
Yes, no, they are. They're very popular. They hop in the wood with their dogs or just going for a little stroll.
And how long are these trails, roughly?
They're around a quarter mile. They're not very long.
Okay,
not very strenuous. This is probably the hardest part of it. If you can get in it, there's another easy access by the clubhouse. But if you can get down here, you're fit to walk the trail.
Well, I'm itching to go on a little elevation change here. You mind if we go for a little cruise here?
Let's do it.
Now, is there a lot of wildlife here, or what type of wildlife? Do people have to worry about bears here? Or?
Not really. They're black bears, and they're so shy.
Okay.
So there's a lot of deer. You may catch an occasional deer at sunset or early in the morning. The wild turkeys, they're very shy too. So no, there's wildlife, but nothing to worry about.
Okay, yeah.
Just enjoy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very peaceful out here, and very clean air too.
Oh yeah.
Very fresh.
Air and water. We
Yes,
had an
sir.
engineer here a few weeks ago who tested the water. He says he's never encountered this clean water in a park
Really?
anywhere.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
All right, we got a little bit of an elevation here.
Yes.
Starting to get my heart rate going a little bit here, but a great little hike here. And I assume folks come out here and walk their dogs a little bit, or?
Oh yeah. In fact, you see some of the motorhomes behind here, they can just pop through the woods and
All right, so this is the back side of the clubhouse here. So, that pool area, that's never going to be obstructed. This is how it's going to be here. So.
nature.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Now, what other types of activities do folks do here in the area? What are some of the other popular activities?
Well, I hope to take you in a little bit. There's Jeep trails just 5 minutes from here, and there's 350 acres of like nature, water, riding through the water, and so people can just sign a release, pay a small fee, and be driving out there with their four-wheel.
Okay, so if they don't get enough of their kicks on the hiking trails here, we can take it to the next level?
Yeah, exactly.
You think we can go check that out?
Yeah, we can.
So I heard Talking Rock is the third smallest town in Georgia. This is kind of a cool, cute setup here. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's just a quaint little town here with lots of nice little shops, antique shop, and this brewery here that you see, this couple started, and lots of things going on here at night, music and karaoke night.
So did they turn this old train into a brewery, essentially?
Yes.
Oh.
And the next rain car is a restaurant there. Real cool.
So if you get hungry, right down the street from Talking Rock Motor Coach Resort is Talking Rock Brewery and the Boxcar Grill. We're here with the owners, Tony and Mary. I hear you guys have the best meals in town here.
We do.
Oh, absolutely. We got some great burgers over at the restaurant, chicken strips, all kinds of different foods. And then at the brewery, of course, we make our own beer here. Make it all right in the back of the train car. Everybody comes out here to have a good time. They can walk around town with their beer or their food, and it's really fun.
I just had a burger here that was just amazing. What is so special about your burgers? Why was that so good?
Well, it's because our burgers are 100% Angus grass-fed. Nothing's ever frozen. Everything's hand-breaded. Everything's made from scratch. So everything's fresh. We did also just do this beer garden for all the herbs, so we can do kind of a farm-to-table kind of thing.
So if you guys are in the area, definitely worth coming here to enjoy one of these great meals and meet Tony and Mary. Really appreciate the hospitality
Thank you.
here today.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And this is only, what, maybe 5 minutes from the resort or less?
Yeah, less. Yeah, a little over a mile.
Yeah, really cool outdoor setup out here. And then there's an antique shop right across the street. Just a really cool little quaint town, something you don't see much more these days.
No, the little event center here, if people have a little party. This couple from Florida, they're creating a little coffee shop, a little clothing store. So a couple little stores, a couple more around the corner.
Okay, and then, restaurants close to the resort. We see this restaurant here, but what other restaurants, grocery stores are in the area?
Dozens of options, yeah, all nearby within 10 minutes.
Very
4 large grocery stores. People from Florida that love Publix. It's a brand new, just opened.
Okay, how far is the Publix from
10 minutes.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
we have 4 grocery stores, 10
Now-
minutes away.
And is that in Talking Rock or is that in another nearby town?
We have some cute little towns nearby, Jasper, Ellijay, and so they're all within 10 to 15 minutes away. Lots of different things to eat.
Yeah, very cool. And you mentioned that you're learning more and more stuff to do. The more RVers that come here, they're exploring the area and bringing back more ideas to
Yes,
you.
and we have a little guide that we put together for everything within 30 minutes, and it keeps growing, so lots of good things.
Well, really refreshing to come hang out here, coming out of the big city here. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, I bet.
So we're here with Jamie. So Jamie, how did you find out about Talking Rock?
So actually we saw this campground on another YouTuber's video. So following you, it kind of give us a feed for somebody else and a nice couple, and we saw, and that's how we found out about it.
Yeah,
and we came like a week later. Yeah.
Very cool. How do you like the resort so far?
Really enjoy it. Love the sights, they're super nice, very accommodating, and I love the views. It's convenient to Atlanta. Love all the amenities, the pool. That was one of the main reasons we came the first time. We even bought some pickleball paddles and we picked that up, so we're trying to learn that.
Yes, sir. Now, comparing this resort to other resorts out there, how does this compare to other resorts?
So we typically go to like the state parks and Corps of Engineer campgrounds for the short weekends. So this one's way nicer than those as far as the sights, the fire pits, the views, all of that. We have been to a few of the nice resorts we've seen on your channel.
So how does this compare to like the other high-end resorts like that?
It's really nice. It's still new, so it'll be really nice once the landscaping comes in, but the roads are nice, the sites are big enough. Service is great, so they bring you in, when you get here, you call, they bring you into your site, super accommodating.
Absolutely. Well, I know they've got some live music going on. We just caught you. Appreciate you taking the time to share that with us, and enjoy your weekend here,
yeah,
sir.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, you mentioned water earlier, and when we had the camera turned off, you told me something that really shocked me. I used to really be in tune with water hardness when I was traveling around the country washing RVs in different locations. Different locations have different water hardness, and you said that the engineer that tested the water said this is the cleanest water he's ever seen.
This is one of our guests actually, a few weeks ago. He says, Mike, do you know about your water quality? And my heart stopped. It's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? He says, you have actually one of the cleanest water we've ever tested anywhere. That's 55 parts per million.
55 parts per million is almost close to the level of deionized water that we used to use to wash the coaches. That'd be triple zeros, and you do want some minerals in your water, but if you were to hook up a water filter to wash your coach, it would last a long time. When I lived in Arizona, the TDS meter was reading about 500 to 600 parts per million. Wow. So the water that I used to use or have to filter to wash coaches was 10 times harder than your water here. So that's pretty incredible. Now, this is a beautiful fountain back here. We've got some flowers. What's going on in this part of the resort?
Well, this is really my wife's passion, and it was our vision to create a little hands-on people. There's people here that live in coaches, obviously, and they don't have the chance to get their hands dirty. And so my wife created this little plant and flower garden. We had a little greenhouse here during the winter, and she grows things from seed. Cool. And those in turn we plant around the clubhouse, around the park. So it's a fun place. You have you feel a little bit of the moisture from the fountain. Yeah. So it's a little cooler here.
Absolutely.
So it's a fun place to hang out.
And I heard that one of your guests appreciated the sourdough bread so much that they gifted you a tree here recently.
Yeah, they gave a nice beautiful plant and some flowers for my daughter. The guests are just amazing, really. They're no bad campers.
Yeah, so many amazing people in the RV community, and I'm sure there's some green thumbs out there that can appreciate that.
Yes, I'm sure.
We're here with Ray outside of this beautiful Newmar New Air, and you've been hanging out here for a little while at Talking Rock Motor Coach Resort. How has it been so far?
It's been great. The accommodations here have been great. We have moved a couple times because we're looking for trying to maximize some shade in the afternoon because we're not so used to the humidity. We love the fact that this RV park has nice concrete pads, a little patio area here. It's got a great little pool. Normally on the weekends, they have a little bit of entertainment so that all the RVers can get together and talk and listen to music. So it's really nice.
And you mentioned to me that you're moving to this part of the world from the West Coast.
Right.
Compared to other RV resorts that you've been to around the country, how does Talking Rock compare?
We've stayed in probably more than 50 different RV parks. Some of them just overnight stays. Others have been what you might call luxury RV type of parks. This park here is right up there near the top of luxury. Now, we've stayed in some really super high-end parks where the pad is actually owned by somebody. The fact that this has a gate means that you don't need to worry about any riffraff coming in here. The power is nice and clean. The connections are readily available. The spacing between the sites is actually quite nice. The view is beautiful. There's a nice nature walkway around the place. So we really like it here, and we think it kind of compares up to the top, within the top 10 of some of the RV luxury places that we've stayed in, especially for long-term stay. I mean, if you're just gonna go we're not so picky if you're just gonna stay someplace for one night, but if you're gonna be someplace like we're gonna be here for maybe a few weeks, this is great.
Absolutely. And how about the area? How are you liking the area so far?
Yeah, we like this area. My wife likes the shopping about 10, 12 minutes down the freeway. I'm going up the road. There's a town called Illijay, which is a really quaint little town. Further up and to the east is a quaint little German town that we went to the other day. So we like the area. It's nice and quiet here. We don't have any sort of road noise or anything like that.
Is there anything else that you really like about the resort?
What I like about the resort a lot is the proprietor's willingness to accommodate you in your specific needs. He makes you feel quite at home If you need something, he's there for you. If you have suggestions, he's willing to listen. One of his daughters makes great bread, and she brings it by in the mornings. Not every morning, but you know, once a week or so. We really are enjoying it here quite a bit.
Yes, sir. A lot of the folks out there on YouTube are maybe thinking about RVing and maybe haven't RV'd yet. Do you have any advice for someone that may be thinking about getting into the RV lifestyle?
Don't underestimate the fun you're going to have with it, the enjoyment. My wife and I love talking to the other RVers in the park and making a lot of friends. I can't remember how many friends, how many people we've met, and I've had really nice conversations with everybody. RV people seem to be just a very nice group of people that just want to share, want to talk. A lot of campgrounds have nice hiking trails. I would bring an electric bike. We have a couple electric bikes that we ride around with. I would recommend a towed vehicle if you get a Class A or even a Class C type motorhome. That way you can use the vehicle to go around the area.
Well, Ray, I really appreciate your time, sir. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, sure.
Awesome. Sure. I know you're enjoying this beautiful afternoon out
are
here, so we'll let you get back to enjoying it here.
All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. So we're here with Ryan. So what brought you to Talking Rock?
We have family in the Atlanta area, and frankly speaking, Atlanta's way too crowded and busy, and this is a nice short enough drive to get back to family, yet be in the mountains of North Georgia.
Yeah, so what's your impression of the resort? It's kind of a new resort, but how do you feel about it so far?
We've been loving it. It's worked great for us. Big sights, mountains and trees, great sunrises and sunsets. Hills, we do a lot of walking and hiking and running and things like that, so we've been getting our workouts in. And it's quiet. You know, Atlanta's not, so this is.
Yeah, is there any activities in the area that you've enjoyed?
We've been going to the farmers market in Jasper, been exploring Talking Rock a little bit, getting down to Canton for some shopping and things of that nature. So being remote, there's still tons of stuff to do within 10 and 20 minutes from here.
Amenities here at the resort, have you been able to use any of the amenities here? What do you like about the resort?
Nice fitness room, pickleball courts, swimming pool. Haven't used that nearly as much as would like to. Great community center with nice outdoor seating to catch sunrise, sunset, and cool breeze.
Compared to other RV resorts that you've been to, how does this compare to other RV resorts out there?
We are in the nature type people, so this actually has worked out quite well for us, being in nature, having a lot of space, and really being able to connect with the ground and with the grass and that sort of stuff.
But still the concrete pad for your diesel pusher is kind of rare.
That's been great, yes.
Everything stays clean, but yeah, this is just incredible, hard to beat.
Oh, and I'll speak highly for the water pressure. It's been glorious.
That's good to know. That's some of the resorts out there that can be an issue, so I appreciate that. Now, some of the folks out there on YouTube might not be in the RV lifestyle and are maybe thinking about getting into the RV lifestyle. Is there any advice that you have for any people that are thinking about dipping their toe in the water?
So my wife and I have been full-time RVers for 3 years now. Been absolutely loving it. Do recommend it because we have our food, our bed, our refrigerator, our TV and Netflix, all that fun stuff. But we get to see the world. This summer we'll tick off the final, the lower 48 states. Absolutely awesome. Getting off grid, seeing things that were never even on our bucket list, but now we rate more highly than our bucket list items were. And just the freedom. It's been very nice, whether it's visiting family, connected family in the weirdest places because they happen to be traveling through, we could meet them there, things like that. So it's been great for us. We really like it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And any attractions or anything in the area that if someone's coming here to Talking Rock that you definitely recommend, just must-sees or must-dos around here?
If you like hiking, there's some really good hiking around here. Some of the Appalachian trails, not that far away. Some good food, a number of great little towns, little downtown areas with good shopping and good people, farmers markets, locally grown food, lots of wineries in the area. So plenty of ways to get out and just really enjoy.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate you taking the time kind of on the spot and sharing. We didn't prepare you at all for that, so appreciate you sharing that, and hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, sir.
Thank you much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Have a great
Thank you.
one.
Mike, I really appreciate you showing us around this incredible resort. I know they're getting ready to have a party with some live music, so you've got a lot of entertaining to do this evening. But if someone would like to rent a lot here, what's your availability and what's the best way to set up a reservation?
Yeah, so the good news is we still have availability through most seasons. Here and there, some weeks are completely booked. But Talking Rock, motorcoachresort.com, or you can call us at 706-383-3849. Either way, we can guide you through the booking process if you have any questions, and we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. We'll also leave your social media links in the description below. Your daughter's been running your social media, doing a great job kind of showing what's going on around here. So definitely worth checking out this resort if you do have the opportunity. Mike, we greatly appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you.
My
It was a pleasure. It's fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I also appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel and liking these videos. We hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.